Hi everyone, this is Group Three's Chapter 21 presentation, and we'll be teaching about teaching and learning and eternal principles. Our group consists of myself, Hiram, Kevin, and Kim, and I'll be starting off the presentation. Internal coaching and consulting organizations, spreading practices throughout the organizations. There are organizations that have their own consultants or coaches that are there to offer their expertise in different ways. These specialists do hold office hours for those who have questions or concerns on certain subjects. There are many also test certified mentors to teams, and they can be very beneficial and be right there to offer advice and help. There's also organizations that provide test mercenaries who are another kind of consultant or coach that are part of the team and do the hands-on work. They help in improving their testing practices and quality of the code. These also help in applying the testing grouplet's knowledge, tools, and techniques to a team's own code, and with using TC as well as a goal, and a guide. The main purpose of these coaches and consultants that have the expertise and knowledge is to help everyone in the organization to continue to advance long-term through the changing years. Now I'll be going ahead and passing it on to Kevin. Go ahead, Kevin. It's all yours.
All right, thanks, Hiram. So, my name is Kevin, and we'll be talking about conferences today. Now, oftentimes, especially in small businesses, but even in large businesses that are watching the bottom line, it's often discouraged to go to conferences where they're losing productivity by they're losing a person, they're spending money, and it's hard to justify that sometimes for people who just don't know. And so, but what are some things that you can help justify it are, they can come back and share what they've learned. By doing this, we help build a learning culture, and we also can spread the knowledge among the group. And these can happen internally, if not externally. So you can hold conferences just among the group, and hopefully it's a supplement, but it can replace if needed. So that's all I have. I'll turn the time over to Kim.
Thanks, Kevin. Kim here, and we want to enable or give the opportunity for everyone to teach and to learn at the same time. And a great way to do this in the workplace is to create rituals that encourage these teaching and learning experiences. And we learned about the improvement blitz, which is a time that's set aside specifically or dedicated to focusing on an important issue that needs to be solved. And it is meant to only last for a short period of time, but most importantly, it utilizes the ideas, perspectives, and input from those who are not necessarily close to the issue. And we can leverage this new eyes perspective as well as their approaches to the issue and possibly its solution. These are asynchronous learning opportunities. Sometimes it is necessary, essential even, to think outside of the box. And if we can bring this idea of improvement blitzes and asynchronous learning in alignment with collaboration and feedback, just think of what we can do. Imagine what can be learned from an experience like this. Learning to see with fresh new eyes enables us to learn better and to become more effective teachers in the workplace. How does that relate to the gospel? Well, central to the framework of the gospel is the principle of teaching others, as well as learning about the gospel itself. We do that by missionary work. We teach in sacrament meeting, and we teach in Relief Society and Elders Quorum and Sunday School. We teach and learn as a part of getting to know ourselves, our ward family, and the Lord much better. David O. McKay in General Conference in 1916 said that no greater responsibility can rest upon any man or woman than to be a teacher of God's children. BYUI's learning model, prepare, teach one another, and ponder and prove, is a great example of that, and is definitely in alignment with the gospel framework. And it prepares us to not only be disciples of Christ, but disciple leaders of Christ. The Lord wants everyone to know and develop a testimony of his gospel. And in order to do that, we are encouraged, indeed admonished, to teach every person on the earth. Our first parents, Adam and Eve, were commanded to teach their children the gospel and to keep the commandments. They were told to teach. We are admonished also to work for those who have died so that they too can have the opportunity to accept the gospel when they are taught in the spirit world. We truly can change the world by teaching others about the gospel and by example how we live it. This begins at home and spreads outward. Teach. Teaching is just as important as learning. And this concludes our presentation. Thank you.